Hello everyone, in this video I'm giving an update on where I'm at in my home theater. It's been several days since my last video. I typically post a video about every week, but lately I haven't spent a lot of time in my home theater, which is very odd for me because I'm usually in here watching or doing something at least 5 to 6 days a week. But I've been waiting on a new amp. I still have my monolith, so I could still watch something without my overheads, but for me, it's all or nothing. I want my full setup running, so I'm fine to wait. My previous home theater update video fully explains why I sold my amp, so check that out if you're interested. The reason why I don't have an amp yet is because I'm overthinking and giving far more time to this decision than I should. I'm not doing audiophile level critical music listening. It's almost entirely movies, shows, and sports. Occasionally some music, but not enough nor at the level that it should weigh into any decision made about the direction of my experience in here. At this point, I need to just do it. When it does come in, I'll follow up with another update video. As far as my movie pickups, it's been a slow start to the year. Certainly plenty of releases, but not a lot that I'm especially excited about and want to add to my collection. I did pick up a few, and we'll take a look at what I picked up so far for the year. Constantine, this released in February. Picked it up from Groove. Huge fan of ordering from Groove. They deliver before the official release date for new releases, and everything I've received came well protected and in perfect condition. I enjoyed this movie a lot in my home theater. Really nice steelbook, some debossing here. Did a full review for this movie on the channel, so check that out if you will. I'll leave a link directly to that video review in the description section below. The masterpiece, that is 7. I did a full review for this, so please check out that video as well on the channel. Again, I'll leave a link to that review in the description section below. If you can handle some pretty intense visuals, I highly recommend this movie. Snowpiercer, this is the Amazon exclusive steelbook, which I think looks great. The slip covers the steelbook. I intended to do a full review, but when it delivered, I was in the middle of setting up my new processor, demoing, and watching other movies, so I just didn't have a lot of time to do a review. I'd seen bits and pieces of this movie once a while ago. It didn't get my full attention at the time. I intended to revisit it at some point, just never did, but when I saw the pre-order, I was on it immediately. This is a ride from the very beginning to the end. Great story, some major reveals. I like the characters and the acting. Video quality is very good. I'd say there's some medium grain. I had no issue with it. It's generally a darker movie, but there's some bright scenes. Both the darker scenes and bright scenes were handled well. HDR is in HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Audio is in Dolby Atmos, and it's excellent, a 5 out of 5. Overheads and surrounds were very active, dynamic, and pronounced. The LCRs are clear and clean, across the board, fantastic movie. Quite a bit of graphic violence, but if you can handle it, I highly recommend picking this up. Ford vs. Ferrari, this is not a new release. It's been out for a while, never seen it. I was somewhat interested in it because I like a good car/racing movie. They tend to make for good home theater watches, and I heard good things about this movie, but I'm not a big fan of the leads, and I wasn't especially interested in the story, so I never picked it up. A few weeks ago, I found an interview online about the sound mixing in this movie featuring the sound editors. A lot of care and attention went into the sound mixing, so I decided it might be worth the pick up. It was on sale at the time, so I picked it up. Haven't seen it yet, but it'll be one of the first that I see when I have everything back up and running. Transformers 1, this released on 4K Blu-ray in December 2024. I was interested in seeing it because Transformers was one of my childhood favorite cartoons, but I didn't like the trailer, a bit too much comedy, and for me, I wasn't a huge fan of some of the choices for the voice casting. I wasn't confident it would deliver on the origin of Optimus and Megatron's relationship in the way I wanted based on the trailers, but I was interested enough to wait and pick it up on sale. I like the bones of this story, friends that become enemies, power corrupting, blind revenge, all that works. It's a good story. From what I understand, this does not connect to the animated series or the movies. I can appreciate this different take on the Transformers. I actually did like the humor in this movie. I wasn't sure about it initially, but it worked. It's a fun adventure. I thought the movie Bumblebee gave a brief but really good look at Cybertron. I wish we got a Cybertron-based story in that kind of tone and visual style. A little less PG, a little less comedic, a little darker and grittier, but I did like this take. It's a different Transformers universe. It's rated PG, so definitely targeting a younger audience. audience, but it did work for me. Visuals looked absolutely incredible. The detail in the animation, the clarity, the sharpness, it's next level and easily 5 out of 5. Audio is in Dolby Atmos. It's rich, detailed, full, very well done. Overall, an impressive movie. I do think it's worth the pickup. The Wild Robot, another movie that I decided to wait for a sale. This 4K Blu-ray was available in December 2024 as well. I picked it up last month. Seeing my son's reaction throughout the movie in our home theater made it well worth the pickup. He absolutely loved it. It's a very good home theater experience. Audio and video are impressive. Lots of bold, bright, brilliant colors that pop. Good detail in the animation. Excellent camera movement or simulated camera movement considering it's animated. Visually beautiful. HDR is in HDR10 and Dolby Vision. And like I said, everything popped. Audio is in Dolby Atmos. It's as impressive as the visuals. It's a full, wide-ranging mix that delivers across the spectrum. There are big, loud, intense moments, and there are just as many quieter, subtle moments. And the audio delivers in every scene. Background sounds are clear and clean. All of the foreground sounds, including dialogue, are also clean and clear. Surrounds and overheads were active. Impressive depth and rumble coming from my sub. Very impressive audio and a very good soundtrack. Like I said, my son liked it, but it took a while for me to get into it. My wife said it was the same for her. But once we got into it, maybe a third of the way through the movie, I was completely into it, and it was very emotional and heartfelt. There were more references to death than I liked, and in some cases in a joking way. I didn't care for that aspect of the movie as much. That may have more to do with my own expectations of a movie for kids. It's not necessarily a negative. It's just my personal taste and an FYI if you're planning to watch this with your little one. Ultimately, by the end of the movie, I enjoyed it. It was very sweet, and I'm glad I picked it up. Yojimbo and Sanjuro is a 2-movie set released by Criterion. I picked it up when it released in January. I've never seen either movie. I'm going into this more or less blind. From what I've learned, particularly about Yojimbo, is that it has a good story and it's very influential. I like trying blind buys now and then, being able to go into a movie completely fresh, not knowing anything about it. Blind buying can be hit or miss, but I like this genre and I like good storytelling, so I think this should be a good one. Icons Unearthed Marvel. This is a documentary about how the Marvel Cinematic Universe came about and rose to success. It has a lot of interviews with Marvel comic writers, contributors to the movie, actors, and other folks. There are a wild 11 hours and 52 minutes of content across 3 standard Blu-ray discs. Audio's in DTS HD 2.0. This is a documentary with lots of narration and interviews. The audio track is just fine. Not only is this informative, but it's super entertaining. Very good interviews. It's presented in a fun and comedic way. There's a very in-depth look at the start of the MCU and the history of Marvel. If you're a Marvel fan, I highly recommend this. It's a very good watch and offers a lot of history. Another project on my to-do list is a display shelf. I'm not a huge collector, but I do have some models that I'd like to display. So I'm going to build a display shelf with lighting and set it up sometime soon. I did a mock-up to see if I'd like the look, and I like it quite a bit. I like a good project. If nothing else, I get to use my tools and do a fun project. That build is coming soon. Also, my XLR cables are in. Did a lot of research about balanced connections, and I plan to give my thoughts and share what I've learned in another video. The team at World's Best Cable sent these over to the channel. Definitely appreciate them supporting the channel and letting me share their product with you all. So more to come there as well. And that is it for this video. Please like and subscribe if you already haven't. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below.